less than 90th percentile for age, sex, and height, targeting your LDL cholesterol value to only 100 milligrams. Portion size control. Sometimes they would have you eat meat that's the size of a deck of cards or your palm of your hand. They want you to have more vegetables and meat than starchy foods. Pre-diabetic can prevent diabetes from developing into type 2 diabetes. So if you're pre-diabetic and you want to change your lifestyle before it develops into type 2 diabetes, you know what you have to do by changing your lifestyle, by eating more healthy foods, exercising more, watching your blood glucose levels. If you have prediabetes, but then you have no symptoms and you might be unaware that you even have diabetes. And that can mean that sometimes you're unaware it can develop into type 2 diabetes. So what's in a healthy diet? There are different diets that diabetics can utilize, like Mediterranean, vegetarian, and DASH diet. Healthy, balanced diabetic diet consists of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, protein, dairy, which is non-fat or low fat, eating foods that are heart healthy fats, nuts, seeds, healthy oils. They should limit fried foods and other foods high in saturated and trans-saturated fats. Limit their salt intake. No sugar to little sugar. They should not consume or minimize beverages with added sugars. That includes the lemonades, the high sugar sweetened teas, the energy drinks, the sodas. They should consume plenty of water. The picture here is a balance of good health. It shows a balance between the 5 main food groups: fruits and vegetables in green, meats, fish, and alternatives in pink, foods containing fat and foods and drinks containing sugars in yellow, milk and dairy foods is in blue, and then the bread and cereals and potatoes are in yellow. I personally think that the meats, fish, and alternatives should be higher than the bread, other cereals, and potatoes because you need more protein than you need the carbs. The effects of change for health. Health benefits increase with blood glucose management. That includes managing of glucose levels, stabilizing other blood levels like cholesterol and sodium, lifestyle change with health food options that can prevent or prolong the condition from getting worse, increase quality of life, and then weight maintenance. Label understanding. Reading and learning a food label brings by learning the difference between on the nutrition facts upon macro and micronutrients. They can learn serving sizes. They can also understand what carbohydrates, calories, and total fat is. The picture here of what's on your healthy plate. This is an example of serving sizes that was mentioned before. Fill half your plate with non-starchy vegetables like spinach, carrots, lettuce, and other greens. Fill a fourth of your plate with your choice of protein: grilled chicken, fish, lean beef, pork, soy products if you're vegetarian. Fill a fourth of your plate with starchy foods like whole grain bread, rice, or even pasta. Over here, the nutrition facts is 1, start here, which is the serving size. Number 2 is check the calories. Sometimes it will say calories from fat, so sometimes that can hinder you as well. Limit these nutrients that are in yellow: the total fat, saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, and sodium. Get enough of these nutrients, which are in blue: the dietary fiber, vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron. You want more of these nutrients, even protein, than you want of the fat, cholesterol, and sodium contents. Below is a footnote it explains the percent of daily values based on a 2,000 or 2,500 calorie diet. So the fat content, cholesterol, sodium, or carb can be different or the same depending on how many calories you have to consume a day. The quick guide to percentage of daily value. 5% of less is low, but that means that it's good because then you can incorporate more foods that have more of those nutrients, like the fiber, the vitamins, and the minerals, than those that have 20% or more daily value, which is the high fat, the cholesterol, and the sodium. So what are healthy defaults? Healthy defaults are choices that involve the least effort on your part and lead to healthier behaviors in the future. You change your healthy behavior now, later down the road, your behavior is going to be just as well, but even more. And it doesn't take that much effort to change. Growth in healthy behavior leads to change to the food environment and physical environment. So when you're changing your healthy behavior by getting more physical activity, eating better, managing your diabetes or other conditions, it can lead to change towards the food environment because you're learning what food options you have to help maintain your condition. Even physical environment, you're learning that your condition is hindering you, but you're not stopping it from maintaining your weight, strengthening your muscles, getting better overall. Healthy defaults for adolescents. Make healthier food options more accessible. So that means stocking your fridge and your pantry with healthy food options for your condition. And for type 2 diabetes, there's certain food options that you have to adhere to. Keep more healthy food options in the home to benefit blood glucose management, like fruits and vegetables, your low carb, low fat, non-fat products. Keep a food plan on the refrigerator to increase default behavior. By meal planning, it increases your health status. It also helps lower your glucose levels. Sometimes you probably would have to eat every 2 to 3 hours. Sometimes that's hard during school for your children, so that can be a little difficult, but it can be manageable. So down here we have 6 meals a day. We have breakfast, morning snack, lunch, afternoon snack, dinner, and evening snack or dessert. So eating those every day like that can help manage your blood glucose levels. Unless you're in school, then it's going to be a little difficult to do that unless something goes wrong. So healthy eating suggestions for adolescents. Healthy snack options is crackers, hummus, salads, fruits, vegetables, healthy snacks that can not cause your blood sugar levels to increase. Little to no sugar intake and limit carbohydrate intake. I wouldn't go and grab a bag of potatoes, make french fries. You're going to have a high carbohydrate intake that will cause your blood sugar to rise. Choose the low fat foods. Should drink more water. If your child must eat their favorite fast foods, choose them wisely, but also portion control them. Separate handout will be given for take home with more suggestions on healthy food options from the American Diabetes Association. That handout is Best Foods for You, which has the healthy food choices for people with diabetes. It explains within every food group what food you can have based on having type 2 diabetes. Healthy meal planning. There are 2 ways to meal plan. The plate method, because it helps control portion sizes and no need to count calories. Carbohydrate counting helps keep track of the amount of carbohydrates that are consumed daily. Like if you have a set amount of carbs a day, you have to choose foods to accommodate for your meal plan that you can only consume within that carbohydrate count. Time your child's meals throughout the day. If they are at home, then it's easier for you to time and plan, so when they're home they can have this and have so many meals. If they're at school, then you have to time it differently. And if they're going to take lunch to school or buy lunch at school, then you have to figure out their meals. How much food your child needs to consume. What foods to choose to meet your child's weight and blood glucose goals. The foods that you choose to meet your child's weight can vary depending on if they're overweight or obese, or if they're underweight, or what they need to consume to maintain their weight if they're in between. And by maintaining your weight, it helps maintain your child's glucose levels. Physical activity importance. Your child should get at least 30 to 60 minutes of moderate physical activity daily. That can bring a good abundance of health promoting benefits. If they are going to do basketball, soccer, running, walking, yoga, bike riding, anything physical activity to help with promoting their condition to get better and maintain it. When exercise offers benefits, it's by a greater sense of well-being. You are helping with weight control. You are improving their lipid profile, which is their hemoglobin, A1C, white blood count, red blood count, their sodium, their cholesterol, their fiber, their protein, their potassium, all of those. It improves their metabolic control, and it helps lower their blood pressure. When you are lowering your blood pressure by exercising, it helps your body with managing their diabetes. We are going to have a 70-minute of activities and participation. So for the first hour, it's a run a trivia Jeopardy game show on nutrition and health condition knowledge. Those topics will be consisting of what nutrition foods you should have, what you shouldn't have. Then you should figure out the symptoms and health risks among type 2 diabetes. Then the fourth part is meal planning, what foods you should have, how often, like an example. The last part is what can you do to help manage your blood sugar throughout the day, whether it's at home or at school. There will be 4 teams, which is consisting of parents and adolescents. 3 rounds: starting round, double point round, and final question. The starting round is worth 2 points for each question. The double point round is worth 4 points per question. And then the final question is worth 20 points. The next part is by writing down a list of health food options that should be in the household. That's 10 minutes. You should just write down a list of all the healthy food options that you think would be good for your house. And just list every single one, even if you don't like them. Just list them. And then those that you like to consume, figure out a different healthy option for that portion of that healthy food. Are there any questions? And thank you for listening to my presentation.